Okay, so we have to wait for this one to kick in before we can go live. Waiting for this one over here. Come on. There we go. Go live. Let's put this phone on Do Not Disturb. Ooh, is it already on there? Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Mm, okay. Trying to get this. Excuse me. I keep forgetting to put this on. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. My headphone's still on. Do not disturb until I turn off. How y'all doing? Oh, I was like, what the world was that? But my phone. I turned my headphones off. It went to my phone. Alrighty. Hi, people. Incredible greetings. Now, I have not been on in a month of Sundays, so I know that the algorithm is probably like, girl, we don't know what to do with you, okay? Probably won't. They probably won't even push the notifications. I already know because I have not been on in forever and a day, and my phone is going dead. How in the heck? Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. Just give you guys time to get in. I don't know who's gonna come on, but I'll give it, just a little bit of time before I kind of jump in and get into any type of spiel. And this is gonna suck. My phone is going to go down on me. I probably will have to, if I want to kind of have live videos that are kind of interactive, either schedule them out or just go live a little bit more often to get things back going because I went from being live. What in the heck is going on here? I went from being live. There we go. All the time, sometimes several times a day, several times per week, to where I'm on very sporadically throughout the month. Especially since the kids have been out of school for the summer. I intentionally took a break, kind of, sort of, be kind of active and present with the kiddos, but also to like it was a time that I needed to kind of figure things out for me as well, especially in business and figuring out like just solidifying what I wanted to do in the next phase of business. Especially before I'm kind of in a limbo, feeling like I love, I love teaching all things creative, but so many things have changed over the years. And like as far as what I feel like creatives wanted to learn, but then like in my world, not a lot of the things kind of changed because I was able to still make money doing the creative things and like the same things that I was doing before. But it just seems like what people wanted to learn was totally different. So people will tell you to pivot and this and the third, and I'm just like, I don't understand this great need to migrate to all of these other things where with what we do, to me, they're timeless. And I've been able to still make money doing the custom things. So I was like, rather than me try to force myself to teach something that I don't necessarily like subscribe to, I'll just go do the thing and I'll make the money that they think that it's not out there. I'll go make the money that way. So that's pretty much what I've been doing in this kind of like time off. Um, is just just kind of reflecting, getting my footing, figuring things out. I do enjoy teaching. I have been teaching, and kind of sharing my expertise with a different kind of um what's what I'm looking for? Entrepreneur entrepreneurs who are in like all sorts of spaces, in all sorts of businesses, and not just a creative space, where I'm able to focus on a lot of the business philosophies and frameworks, and like how my brain works, and the lens that I see entrepreneurship through, and like running a business through, and not always having to kind of, overly explain sizing and, designing and graphics, like just focusing on the business, because that really is, it's kind of universal for most of those things. So I've just been focusing on that. But I want to check in. I struggle with walking away completely. I love what I've built for the past 11 years, and we're coming up on 6 years since we released Honestly Speaking brand. So since the first year, I haven't done the whole, it was really fun that year, but it took a lot out of me. And I just think I was a little too ambitious that first year when I did like an awareness month. And we did all sorts of things. Like I just taught all of these different creative things over the course of like that month. And I could not replicate that again the years after, because that was just a lot. It was a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. This year, I want to try and do like a week of like different things. Our anniversary is August 28th. The kids go back to school next week. So I do have like, that'll give me more time to kind of really think and plan and put some things out there. But I do want to do something. We had some really great like launch type things. We've had lanyards and VIP passes, and like creating that whole like atmosphere. We had exclusive like sessions where we were playing bingo, and it was really, really fun. And I've just kind of stepped away from that for the past couple of years. And I'm like, hey, 6 is one of our magic numbers, one of our brand numbers. So why not do it this year? Because after this year, until we get to like year 30, if we make it to year 30, if I want to still be doing that 30, um, at year 30, there are no more numbers in our brand numbers. Like we've gone through year 3, gone through year 5, gone through year 6. So, well, this will be year 6. So I was like, this is kind of the last, like, for it to really truly be on brand. I can always choose to celebrate and have those milestones, but to actually have like to celebrate and do things within the brand year. Last year, when it was 5, I really didn't do a whole lot of, and I kind of want to make up for that this year. So during this time away, kind of like planning for that, thinking around that, was looking at um some of the different things that we created, like the VIP lanyards and, the all access bag, like, wristbands, and creating those. Like I was looking at that graphics and I was like, oh, she was just creative. She was in her creative bag. Oh my gosh. I've always been one for the theatrics. So I was just looking at that. I remember when we did the gift card. Um, so just all the things. So just trying to figure out how we can do that. If this, might be our last one, I don't know. But because I didn't do anything last year, like I said, I do want to do something, but it's just so hard because it's about honestly speaking. Honestly speaking is about sublimation paper and ink, and that's why I asked the question a few days ago whether or not sublimation was a dying art. I think what burnt me out the first time is back then I was still kind of in that Stillaholics Anonymous, and I hadn't fully embraced, honestly speaking, or HS Ink. Um, in like that being like my brain, like mostly like I had been Stillaholics Anonymous for 5 years or so, like before that even came about. So I was like trying to include everything. Let's do some sublimation. Let's do some party favors. Let's do some banner. Let's do vinyl. Let's do HTV. Let's do, designing in Solar Studio. Let's do stickers. What else did we do? We did a lot of stuff that first year. And it was really overwhelming. since then, although Silhouettes Anonymous is still very much so a part of like who I am. I love my silhouettes. I was actually just doing some things, and I still use my cameos. I've actually added another one to the family. Someone gifted it to me. Um, so I'm still very much so a silhouette girly. It's just, there's more Cricut folk now. Like, I don't feel like people really are checking for it and really learning it. You have Canva, which people are using more and more now. Like when I first started, Canva was around. I was using it, but it was, it wasn't as popular as it is now. But now that it's like super popular, I'm like on Threads all the time, and there's so many posts where Canva's just getting this really bad kind of discourse because of the pricing going up and then certain features being snatched away that have been available for like all these years, and then like skipping past certain things like the QR codes. If I'm not mistaken, like QR codes, free accounts were able to use them. And instead of just making it where it was a pro feature, they made it where it was like a business feature in order to have a QR code that did not have, like, they just added this whole thing where they're adding the Canva link, not Canva, the Canva logo to it. So now you have to do like extra steps, kind of similar to when you use Google Chrome, but you have to do extra steps to basically remove that or put something over it, put your logo in the middle, which is not like a bad thing, because I've always recommended putting your logo in the middle of QR codes and it will still scan. But they've changed that, and now like in order to have like a clean one that is not Canva branded, you have to go all the way to the business subscription, and that sucks. I'm not into, I like AI, I use AI for certain things, but yeah, I'm not one that really uses all of the different features of like all the AI features that are available in Canva outside of like the regular design ones. And it's like they're really trying to push that because they're putting so much into that, and that can be really expensive for companies with trying to keep up with the AI technology. It's like the price just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up. And a lot of people don't like it, and they are expressing it over on on Threads, and they are looking for alternatives to Canva. And I want to say so bad, like, come back on over to Silhouette Studio, or come over to, like, those who don't know. But I think I've always said the biggest selling point for me for Canva was having all of those assets, elements right there in the platform. So of course, Silhouette Studio can't do that. Definitely can't do that. But there are still some great features to Silhouette Studio for those who don't really need all the bells and whistles. You just need somewhere to design, and you have more freedom. You don't have to worry about. Well, I guess you still have to do the one-time fee, because you can't save JPEGs, PNGs, SVGs, PDFs without having business edition, but that's a one-time purchase versus paying for it every single month. And then, I guess if you're doing like one-off type designs, now if you're creating something that needs to have several pages and need videos, you need Canva, but they are getting up there. They're getting very, very close to the, well, not the full Adobe Suite price, but for like Photoshop, which most people, it was replacing that for them. So, all right, so I see some comments. Hey, Lashonda, how art thou? Star, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome in. How are you guys doing? Okay, I guess I'll bring my desk down because my chair, I think the little hydraulics in it is starting to fail, and I keep sinking. How have y'all been? What are y'all working on? How has the summer treated you? Were you busy during the summer? As y'all see, like I also purposely stayed away. I did not want any part of the back to school stuff. I participated in it, for the sake of doing it and to stay relevant. But I don't even read to do all that stuff. My kids don't have, I'm not covering nothing. I don't understand the point of it. I make stickers. Yes, I did do that for my kid, to put on notebooks and things like of that nature. But I don't do the whole. I don't see the purpose of it. Like, I really don't. I don't see the purpose of it with, covering all the stuff and doing all the things. I mean, yeah. So I purposely stayed away, and which wasn't visible. I didn't want to be asked about back to school stuff and designs and this and the third. I did a little something, something. I kind of put, well, only because someone specifically asked about it. So I like optimized my templates and made them available on Canva for like the glue sticks, the jumbo one, and the glue bottles. But other than that, like, I mean, the composition notebook templates were out there. I've never really sold like designs. Now, all y'all want to do is use AI anyway. So I was like, why am I going to put forth all that effort when they really don't care about like designing from scratch anyway? Just want to figure out how to put it, like use AI. So yeah, I was like, I'm not going to do it this year. I'm not going to do it. Sorry. I've been on grandma duties. I do have an actual website now. I have my book boxed and three t-shirts, my book boxes and three t-shirts, not three t-shirts. Okay. For the, what is it called? Don't tell me. Urban, right? That was the name of it, right? Urban writers or something, urban authors or something like that. I've gotten two sales through the website. I'm still going through the customs as I'm still doing the customs as well. Which platform did you choose for your website? Oh, my head is itchy. Which platform did you choose for your website? Hello, Anita. Thank you for tapping in. How are you? Oh wow. I'm looking at it on my screen and I look pixelated. Big cartels free plan right now. Okay. Okay. Did you find that was easy to navigate and put in your descriptions and your titles and get all of your payment gateways, all that stuff? Did you find that was easy to set up? I've never worked with Big Cartel before. Oh, it looks good to you. Okay. Hello, Ink. Oops, there we go. Incredible greetings. Afternoon, afternoon. It was a little cumbersome at first, but I'm used to it now. Awesome. Were there any other features of that particular platform, Lashonda, Big Cartel, like that made you want to go with it compared to other sites? Because like I know like Payhip is technically free as well. Was there any, was there any certain feature, were there certain features or anything like that that made you choose that one over some of the other platforms? Summer has been busy with sports. Not really, not really. I kept hearing your voice saying you need a website, and I was on chat. Wait, and I was on ChatGPT helping research different websites. Okay. And that's other thing too. Like sometimes I think because this world is like creatives and crafters, it's like this strong belief in like just figuring it out and like just I find some people just want to utilize AI, and sometimes you really don't even know how to properly utilize it. But it's like I can, because we are a DIM kind of society, do it myself. A lot of people were leaning more into like just asking questions on LLMs instead of was it large learning module, large language. There we go, models. Um, and so I'm not sure if like in this world, like this industry, it was like, okay, well, what's the purpose of, you know, a mentor, a coach, an instructor, you know, whatever, you guys call those who educate you. But like a lot of people are leaning into like just trying to figure it all out themselves via AI. Whereas the other spaces that I'm in, yes, they utilize AI, but they kind of appreciate having that real world and like having a person break it down to them, someone that can really hear them who's actually been through it. Because AI hasn't been through, like it's been fed information about running a business and different concepts and philosophies and theories and this, that, and the third, but it hasn't lived through it. It hasn't gone through like the ups and downs. It doesn't know, like it just doesn't have that human element, that human effect. So when I'm in these spaces and they're explaining certain things, like I'm able to hear things that like AI doesn't. And then most people don't talk to AI the same way they do a person, right? Y'all want to kind of have these well put together prompts instead of just talking to the thing. So over there, it's like those who are willing to just kind of share and get it all out, and I'm able to like flex my muscle and show that your girl knows a thing or two by the thing or two. So it's been, I'm not gonna lie, it's been kind of refreshing to be in other spaces. I've been in this space for so long and hadn't really ventured off, so it has been quite nice. The only thing I noticed is that you can add digital products, but I use Beacons for that because that's what I was using for my author's profile. I've been taking all the knowledge I've learned from you over the years and helping build my foundation and everything. Oh, that's awesome. So glad that now like it's coming back around. It's like a full circle moment and it's able to help you now. Um, that's lets me know like that information is times. I think I tell people certain things about business, it doesn't change the way that it's maybe delivered, or like certain things may change a little bit, but for the most part, like it's the same. And what's coming here was crazy. Lately on my feed, I have been getting so many like ads and posts for people who are teaching Excel and like teaching you how to create databases and automate like formulas and things like that, where you just kind of plug things in and it'll just calculate for you or do different tasks. And I was like, wait, is there a rise in people kind of going back to utilizing Excel for their databases? We talk so much about email. Well, I've been talking a lot about email lists, like in the other spaces that I've been in, and people have been teaching on, email lists. We're reading this book, which this is now my third time reading this. I brought this up to in like my business ones before, but this book launched, and for some of them, they were like, it just sounds like Charlie Brown, womp, 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 womp. So I've been like breaking it down. And the main thing in this book is utilizing email lists. Now, I'm not really big on the emails. I mean, to be on my platform, like to be someone that has purchased from me and to have learned from me, I'm not big on emails. I don't send out a whole lot. Like I tell y'all, if I send an email, you know that you need to open it. Like I don't just send out random emails just all the time, just clogging up y'all's, inboxes. But this book is really, really based on like emails. And then, you say something like emails, and first someone asks you, well, what's your CRM? Everybody isn't there yet to invest in a CRM. They don't have that money, but you can always do a traditional email list. You may not have hundreds and thousands of people where you need to just be able to have all of them on a list and just send out one email. They have a few people, so you can, you're okay with doing just blind CCs and blind courtesy copies and putting all the information there and putting your email in or emailing one-to-one. So having the ability to use something like in Excel if you're already paying for Microsoft Word, or utilizing something like a Google Sheets, and putting formulas in there, you can still build an email list, like collect emails, put it there. It's a name, you know maybe have like some other information, their address. Some people get phone numbers. The biggest thing though is just letting people know that they will receive correspondence for you that might be in a promotional format. That's by law, you have to have everything like that. And just having a way where they can subscribe. And like maybe if it's just sending you an email that says, okay, hey, I would like to be removed from the list. And then you're able to, with Excel, quickly go in, find their name, go ahead and maybe take that, remove it from the main list, but you never want to delete the email itself. Put it on one where it's like, hey, you've been informed not to subscribe to them. But they may kind of do like a check-in with them later and stuff like that. But that's just how my brain processes. But we've been just like I've seen that, and I used to build databases. When I saw one, it was talking about like with the macros. I remember doing that one, and like Microsoft Access and things of that nature. So it's been nice to see that. There we go. That there is a lot more content for just a regular base forms. And if you want to put that out there, and it will automatically put it on a spreadsheet for you and organize and all that kind of good jazz. So yeah, it's been pretty cool to kind of see those things kind of come back around as well. Hello, Tiana. How art thou? How are you? Thank you so very much for tapping in. Welcome, welcome. I'm just kind of on chit chatting. So you guys have questions for me. It's been a while. At least I feel like it's been a while. For someone that was constantly on live and constantly doing things, it just, even if it's like only was a week for you guys, but for me, I feel like it's been forever since I've been on live and just kind of doing a Q&A or just checking in, seeing where you guys are. So this is just an open forum. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, things that have been happening in the market that you're kind of worried about, you want my thoughts on it, this is an open space. Now it seems like it's choppy. I don't know. On mine, it's choppy. I don't know what's going on. I was having issues with the internet earlier, and now this just seems very, very choppy. Okay, what is going on? Okay, hold on. Let me go here. And let's see. Did it respond to her? I don't know who it responded to. I can't say I missed this part. When you go and you talk, like you ask a question and like it's like dead silence, I will say, like, when I'm in certain space, I don't have to experience that. Like, they respond back. And maybe because a lot of it's like you're on Zoom, and so people are able to like speak back. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm moving like a robot, so may not be on here long anyway because it seems like it's just moving on kind of cuckoo crazy. I don't know if it's a StreamYard thing. If it's my internet says I have full bars, so I'm not sure what's going on. It's like it'd be nice to like just hear from you all, like what's going on. Like I promise y'all, I still don't bite. I promise y'all, I don't bite. Nothing new going on with anyone. Same old, same old. Still trying to figure out DTF. And have y'all gotten bit by the new shiny object? And how many of you guys have gotten into the 3D printing and you went out and you purchased you a 3D printer or two or three or four? Because those things take forever. I don't see how you can have that as a business if you don't have multiples of them, because some of these projects, they take hours and hours and hours and hours. I use MailChimp for newsletters, but I don't send them often. Excusez-moi. All right. Well, I kind of gave my life updates and what's going on. I can't. There we go. I cannot force grown people to talk. So, yeah, I guess we will head on up out of here. Um, yeah, because I can't force grown folks to talk. So, like they say like in the space I'm in, like, give the people what they want and like, answer paint. And it's really hard to do that when they don't communicate, especially when you're asking directly. And I don't really think that I'm starting to think some of y'all don't really want to be helped how you truly be helped. Like you want this fantasy. Like you want the person to just say, "Oh, you can make six figures, you can make seven figures, you can be so super successful." Or the ones that just kind of talk down to you. You're not here because you're doing like XYZ instead of someone who's just like, "Hey, let me know what you're working on, where you're at. Let me meet you where you are to get you from A to B and then from B to C and from C to D." And, but it's like y'all want the person that talks really big and it's like, yo, I can help you get from A to M or from B to elemental P, go from C all the way to Z. And I'm like, that's just not, in my experience, I find like that's not very healthy. So, hey Velma, how art thou? Yes, a lot of people, a great majority of people do. But and I find that they want that, but it's short-lived. Even if they do experience it, it's short-lived. And they're back at square one because they're not taking the time to really, like, even as you said, learn what they need to set a proper foundation. Then they feel burnt out. They feel like they've wasted money because they'll listen to these people who will just recommend the things that like they're using, but they're probably further along. They have more revenue, they have more cash flow and things coming in. They're recommending these things. they're kind of one-sided with it. And then when they recommend it, you go and you do it. It's like, okay, it's not working for you. Now you waste all this money on it. Now you walked away feeling defeated. I see it all the time with all the AI stuff. So many people are so confused on, okay, is this AI better? Is this one? Am I supposed to pay this $10 subscription, this $20 subscription, this $15 subscription? Do I need all of them? Is there one where I can just pay one price and I get all of the AI? Like, there's so much even with that. The videos, because no one wants to create regular videos anymore. All they want to just be at home in their bodies, and I don't want to put on makeup. I don't want to put forth any effort. So I want to just do something that's AI. And I'm getting at some point just seeing AI created things. I'm not there yet. Like, I'm from an era where people, they learned lines, they had scripts and to make movies. And I mean, even with animation, like there's some level of like AI and like like with CGI and like certain elements of it, but it wasn't just like, you put in a prompt and there was still continuity. I see stuff now and it's like they'll have a little boy. The next clip is supposed to be the same person, but the clothes are a little bit different. The first time he had on short sleeves, now it's long sleeves, and y'all just act like it's just all good and cool. I get that regular movies and TVs, they have like little hiccups, but it's still continuity. Like there's some continuity. Some of these like AI movies and like, short form, it's just so weird like watching it. And just the way that their mouths move. So I'm just not. I know I have to get used to it at some point. Pretty much everything's gonna be AI, but right now I'm just not there. I don't see how y'all just like consuming all this AI stuff. It's good for certain things. I just used it this morning. Um, but some of the stuff, yeah. I mean, I use it for, my profile picture. I've used it like that one that I had with the purple dress on. I'm not gonna lie, that it does help for stuff like that. But as far as me trying to take the time to sit there and prompt it and create these prompts and have to keep going back and forth to make a video and use it for, okay, well, and I don't really understand how people would trust that. So like if you're someone that's going to help someone in business, you're like, hey, I'm a business coach, I'm a business mentor, I'm a business strategist. That's kind of more so what I really go by now, is just a thinking and business strategist. If their content is nothing but AI and an AI figure of them, do you really trust their information? Like that's a big thing for me. Some people are saying, okay, get into that. And if I did, it would be for me. Would I teach it? Absolutely not. But I just don't really care for the AI videos like that, like where they're just really replacing people. And some of y'all, and the reason why I say it's also going to be that way, because some of y'all can't tell the difference. There was this one post of the kid, or somebody made a post saying, oh, her kid was sent home because he had on a skirt. You can clearly tell that image was AI. That was number one. Number two, what teacher communicates with a parent via a social media message box? Like, because that's definitely what that thread was. That wasn't like a regular text thread. So it's like AI have y'all believing, any and everything, questioning nothing. And it's like, I mean, the comments on there that were going off and defending this situation, and it's just, I mean, if it had it happen in real life, like, yeah, but it's like, dude, this is AI. How can y'all not tell that this is AI? Like, I was so confused. And then if you go, I don't know if it's because I'm nosy. I then went to the person's page. This kid was nowhere on their page. So why would I think, like, not say y'all, but like people who are responding, you don't even, like, why would you even think that this was real? This kid's face doesn't exist anywhere on their page except for this post. I'm sorry. Look, I'm skeptical of everything at this point. And he had on eyeshadow. And it's like, so you're trying to tell me they had a problem with the skirt, but they didn't mention anything in this message about the fact they had on pink eyeshadow? Let's be for real. Let's be for real. Oh yeah. Oh, baby, look here. Won't catfish me. So when I see something, it's like a little iffy, baby. I'm going to your profile. I'm going through your stuff. Yes, I'm being real nosy. January, February, March, April, May. Okay, I was born to be nosy. And because my birthday's May 30th, right before June, I was also born to talk a lot. Okay. I don't know how to justify the whole like thinking part, but I think, think very well is what, also. But yeah, January, February, March, April, May. I was born to be nosy and to talk a lot. Look, be like, Inspector. And maybe that's what it is. Like I came up in a world where we had Inspector Gadget, okay? We're not just taking stuff for face value, okay? We had Inspector Gadget. We had all kind of other like because even with things like Captain Planet, he's our hero. But they would investigate things. One of my all-time favorite PBS shows, Ghost Rider. They're always I'm an investigator. I grew up on investigative shows, and to this day, I'm still very much so an investigator. Like I like all of the law type shows and the mystery type shows, the Criminal Minds of it all, the Law and Orders, the oh, I remember one of my favorite ones, Sight. Oh my god, I love that one. I love Monk. It's always just figure things out. Like I'm a detective, okay? Like I'm a detective, so I'm nosy and I'm going to dig deep. Okay. Um, I've never tried to use it to make a video. I have tried to use the CapCut and TikTok, but it worked my nerves. Captain Planet, he's a hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? That was my ish. Yeah, I've been on this whole investigative things. Like those were my shows. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Hello, Valda. How art thou? And the need to like figure things out. Stuff like what's the one? Oh God, why won't it come to my head? I was gonna say double trouble, but it's not it. Not family. Oh my God, what was it? And they would dump the slime. Oh my God, you had to like answer questions or you had to do challenges, figure things out. They dumped the slime. It was a Nickelodeon show. Double Dare. Was that what it was? But yeah, I like all those things. I just met my sister-in-law. Her name is Carmen, and I said, "Hey, Carmen," said, "That was my show. What? That was my show." That and I still love me some Ghost Rider. I've watched reruns of Ghost Rider like recently. Recently, horrible graphics. The state of TV back then is just crazy. When I go back and I watch like um old reruns of shows, and I'm just like, man, we thought we were doing a darn thing, but man, the quality of shows suck back compared to what we have now. It's amazing, at the time. Now, I guess I mean it's not very many people on here, so others will probably still be really, really lost when it happens. Um, like there will be a shift after the anniversary because I want to kind of still I need to build the algorithm up for our anniversary celebration, 6 years of honestly speaking. The one thing is like making me hesitate on it is the fact that we don't have magenta ink, so we can't really sell like full sets of ink. But the paper is the star of the show, and I don't plan to order bottles of ink just for the anniversary part of it. Um, But after that, yeah, it's going to be a major shift because I now need to put more out there about just how I am as a business strategist and the different frameworks that I kind of live by. Um, so there'll be a little bit more of that, but it won't be as freely as I've given like all the creative stuff. But there will be a change. I'm working on a crime novel now. Awesome. Yesterday was it yesterday? Well, yesterday I was giving out like a lot of great ideas. People were kind of coming up and they were, talking about their launches and where they were struggling with. And it was kind of cool to be able to give all these ideas and to see the chat go crazy. And it's like, oh, this like, dang, Shakira, like you're really good at this. Yeah, this is what I do. Like I can just see the vision. Like, and there's just so many ideas that always just running around like in my head the moment like I hear something, my ears perk up and like the ideas just start flowing. And then like I taught the class on it, and that's always my superpower is to break down more complex things and simplify them. So to get that feedback that it definitely helped. Look, I'm loving this space. I really am. Do you guys read books for professional development? Or has like no one ever told you like or giving you suggestions of books to read for your professional development? I don't, but my mama always tells me I need to. Yeah, there's quite a few that I've gotten and I've read through being in certain entrepreneur like spaces that are specifically for entrepreneurs, but then there's some that I've like kind of read on my own. Like I said, we were doing launch. They've gone through 12-week year, and I guess because I've done that before, I'm not one that book wasn't for me. And sometimes I wish people were recommending these books, they would give actual reviews of things and like what's kind of in it, because I feel like that book was a waste of my money because yeah. But it may work for some. Like if you struggle with creating plans and kind of keeping things organized and being detailed with your schedule and struggle really, really bad with time management. I would say time, but like management that might be good for you. Um, a lot of I like the way Alex Hermosi wrote his books because that's closer to how I want to write books, where it's not just words, like it's like some type of visuals and it's like teaching, like really teaching within the book. I've gotten like once I got one of them, the other two, because there's a blue one, a purple one, and a green one. The other ones I got more so for research purposes. I just like the way that it was laid out. So I'm like, cool, I want to kind of write mine in this format. Um, I've gotten Rachel Rogers' book. I mean, that's quite a few of them. Poor Discipline of Execution wasn't my favorite. Um, Recently discovered, I don't understand why so many people reference Napoleon Hill and all of his so-called philosophies, and like they follow certain things that he does, like the whole, is it called golden hour or something like that? Like when you wake up, you're supposed to spend like an hour for yourself. I'm not saying that that's not like a bad thing or, like not a good thing to do, but at like me listening to it, I'm just like, maybe I'm just different. Maybe I'm just like I'm listening with jaded ears because he was talking. I'm like, this just sounds like a man that has never had responsibility of family. watching kids, taking care of sick kids, doing homework. It's like it was just some of the things that he said just drove me nuts. And then I go and I research, and I'm like, this man, like he got he was fired so many times. There was so many times where they basically he was frauding people. I'm just like, why do so many? And I know my audience is kind of mixed, but it just surprised me that so many of my Black American counterparts, just like Black folks, like just adopted this person's way of thinking, but obviously they did no research on this person. Because as soon as I just heard a little bit of, I've heard like little things here and there, and like you're quoting Napoleon Hill, but I never really did research for myself. Never really read it or purchased like any of his stuff because it's like the book, his rise to fame or like popularity, should I say, was um is it Think and Grow Rich? I think it is. And I don't understand. Like that book is the only thing that was really like super successful. Like he went to zero, ran away from his family like so many times. I'm just like, why y'all look up to this person? So this summer has been a year of reflection and just not letting people just tell me anything just to tell it to me, and then just because they are some sort of like, for them it's like a coach or whatever, like where it's just Bible and you have to do the way, you have to think this way. Like I've taken in certain information, some of it has been really great, but I've also just processed it and as it fits in my life in the capacity that I have, like to retain and implement and do certain things with this information. So this has been the most productive summers. And now I did no work, but mentally, this was a very productive summer. Now I do have, I didn't document it how I should have because I don't have a tripod anymore. And the ones that I had, like they kept messing up. I'm like, I don't have time for this. I kind of move things around. And look at, there we go again. That whole process was a lot, but there was a reason why I did. Now, cannot wait to share that. I'm hoping that I can kind of like plan that out and have like a certain day, because it really is about entrepreneurship, and especially when you're first getting into it and dealing with the frustrations of it, the wanting to give up and things of that nature. But hey, we have now 3 walls painted. We need to go in and kind of put all the stuff up for like the abstract wall. But that's a labor of love. Like that taught me a lot in doing his room, because we had to smooth out his walls and like skin coat and all that. And seeing that we just went through a lot. And I can't, hopefully when I do tell it, like people won't just see it as this home improvement project, and they're going to understand the lessons that came from this project and be able to connect, I guess you would say, like the metaphors, because there were so many things that happened and that went wrong. And that's the same thing that will happen in entrepreneurship. So I can't wait to share that, because we've literally been working on it all summer long. We just got the last of like the non-accent walls done. And I was ready to give up last night. I was on the verge of tears. Like, I just don't understand. And I'm dreading going in that room today. So, but I cannot wait to share that. Alrighty. I talked and I just gave a bunch of examples and suggestions. Go back and watch the playback for as long as it's up. But yeah, this though is, well, you know what? I also think that it would be kind of irresponsible to just, that's one of the things I don't like sometimes about like the way the book club is kind of set up, is not all of these books apply to people like at like their stage in business. This may be a want, like just not being able to really connect the dots on it for this particular. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not trying to promote for folk. Let me take these. I'll just hold it like this because I wasn't trying to promote, which Now I feel like I need to delete this video because yeah. But oh, okay. I wasn't looking over there. Okay. Um, but like this one, if one you're like me where I still don't I feel like I think it's harder to get people to open up emails. And the reason why I say that is because I sit with an inbox that has over 3,000 messages in it. My Google one that I don't pay for is like every time I turn around, it tells me that it's about to, yeah, I won't be able to receive emails anymore because I need to clear out all of these like, emails. I know I'm on a bunch of people's unengaged list because I just don't open them. So I never like unless it's like a sale or something like that, like I need to go to it for a coupon. I'm just not an email person. So I didn't really incorporate it like into my business, but there's some other things that I've technically done that this book covers, but I've done it through live videos, I've done it through content, I've done it like through my group, with like nurturing the audience and giving value and not hard selling. Hell, I didn't hard sell for a long time because for the longest, I kept forgetting to mention that I had products. That's and I just kept wanting to push the education, and you guys were getting that for free. But I did a lot of the stuff that's here through just content, not necessarily through emails. Um, so it's important to kind of understand where somebody is in their journey and what stage of business they're in to recommend the right book for them in that moment so that they're not taking time and reading it and just feeling like, well, this is a waste of time because I'm not ready to apply this. I can't see how to apply this. Um, not knowing someone's personality. Maybe you're someone that needs to read Atomic Habits. It's a hard read. Um, but if you can get through it, it's just, you know, developing better habits, identifying what the bad and toxic habits are, building better habits. That's what habits can do for you. I mean, there's quite a few books that, the more you let me know what it is that like you feel like, are you just stuck? Are you a type of person where I need motivation? I want a feel good book to make me regain hope. Like there's books that's for that. They're not, specifically for certain um like frameworks or business practices. Like they're there to more so motivate you and make you think outside the box. If you feel like, okay, that's the person you are, you need something to help you think outside the box. There's certain books for that. So it just really depends. Like that's why I try to ask questions. And like even with this one, it tells you to just figure out what your audience wants. And I've read quite a few of them where it comes back to the ask the questions. Like they assume that people are failing or they're not as successful because they're just kind of doing their own thing. They don't bother to ask questions. They don't hold their audience. And here I am like, I do this all the time. I'm always asking these folks, like, what questions do you have? What are your main concerns? I'm doing polls and they just don't answer. So I was, for the longest time, like, with reading some of these books and the same kind of theme kept coming up. And I'm just like, y'all full of shh. Like that news person, that guy who's on the news, and they were watching a feed from like a highway, and a car cut over and hit someone. He was like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "I almost slipped." No, sir. You just didn't say the T part. You ain't close off the T. You slipped up. But I'm like, some of these books were full of crap because I'm like, I've done these. And then maybe that's where the mentor or coach kind of comes in because you feel like, okay, well, like someone will go and say, I feel like I've been doing these things, but obviously something is not right. Something is not hitting. Am I not touching on the right things? Like, what is it where they're not responding to me? Is it that I don't have enough content where they truly trust? Like sometimes they make me feel like, okay, they're using like they want my knowledge, but they don't want my expertise. No, they want my expertise. They don't want my knowledge. Like, because I'm like, I'm always asking. And I'm like, and I get crickets. Like, they keep saying, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what to ask. So I'm like, how is it that all of these business books, I say all of them, but a lot of them have this kind of same thing in it about getting to know your audience and you asking your audience questions and things of that nature. When I'm like, well, mine don't respond back. So who audience shop? Like what audience is this for? Because mine, no matter how many times I ask, they're not really answering back. I get the whatever it is you want to teach me. I learned I learned from all your stuff, but then never showing me what you've learned, how you applied it, how it's gotten you a win. And so I'm reading these things. I'm just like, okay, is it just me? Like it, I will say some of these books cause me to have self-doubt because they're outlining things that I was naturally doing myself. And I'm like, if this There we go. I'm like, if this is the book that was a New York Times bestseller and everybody is recommending it, and so I'm like, okay, I'm doing these things. Like, and it's so I started to feel like something was wrong with me. Now I'm not gonna lie, like that was a hard one. Like some of these books really had me self-doubting, and I'm like, it has to be me. It has to be. And then my overanalyzing, what is it about me? Like I know I have a strong personality, but that I don't have enough of a struggle story, then I mean, my health scare, like in having that heart attack, I mean, that's a big thing. It can be motivational, but at the same time, I don't have this rags to riches type story because I've never been like that down and out. It's just not mine. I've never had this. I didn't finish school or college, whatever. Like I'm a nerd. Like or I was someone who had what did that guy say? Like oh, they say I only read on the fifth grade level, or, eighth grade level, and da da da. I'm like that wasn't my story. So I'm like, is it that I don't have I'm not relatable to them because I'm a nerd. I was the only child, so I was super spoiled. Like, I'm like, do I not relate? I went through a period of major self doubt at the hands of some of these books. That's why, like, you know what? Before I even just kind of throw these, like, it's best to know where you are in your journey so that the right book can be recommended. And I also want to write some because I feel like a lot of these books are written by folk that don't look like me, meaning female for one, black female, you know, for two. So, and then the age, because it's like all old folk that wrote some of this stuff. So, um, yeah, and then also some of the podcasts too. Like everybody and their mama wants a podcast now, and all these different ones, and they'll say certain things. It's just like, okay, maybe it has to be me. It has to be. It has to be. It has to be. Yeah. See, right now, it's wide on the grid. I think I want to make. I don't do a lot of like shorts. But I need to figure out the right wording for that. That you imagine being on live for an hour and no one said anything. It's just quiet on the creek. Oh, I thank you so much for engaging and for your comments and your questions and things of that nature. So I'll put like, and only one person engaged. One, two or three, more than like five people even said hello. So it was just quiet on the creek. Just to utilize that sound. Um, yeah. Well, again, I don't want to hold y'all. I come on. And I really thought, like, I was told, and this is another thing too, it's so weird. I was told before that I came on too much. I didn't give you all time to miss me and to think of questions like, because I'm always available. Make yourself less available. So I make myself less available. I come back. That one's gonna have, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna have me up tonight, kind of just trying to figure out why, because I was told that I was too available. I showed up too much. I didn't want y'all to miss me. So I don't feel missed. I feel like y'all were just like, okay, well, hey, she doing this. I'm gonna find somebody else. It's like, oh, okay, same old, same old. Alrighty, well, until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible this video. I have to make an introductory type of video as an author. It can be faces, but I still don't know what I'm going to do. An introductory type video as an author for what though? For a YouTube, as the first post on your Instagram or Facebook, as a TikTok video, as a YouTube short? Do you mean for your website? Like, where is this faceless? Where is this introductory type video going to go? Oh, my phone went dead. I think I've been spoiled by live video, like Zoom. Zoom, all of our calls for our like I'm in three different like groups and we all meet via Zoom. So I'm not even gonna lie. This doing live this way is kind of hard. And I was watching Judy because she was on her Judy dropping gems. And it's like the same thing. Like you ask a question, you're waiting. So I was like, okay, that did help this morning. I was just like, okay, I don't feel so bad because I'm not the only one that goes through it. Because it seemed like a it seemed like a long time, between when she would say something and somebody else would respond and then she's reading it. It's probably because people are like typing or whatever. But this is why I love Zoom because we are able to unmute and talk to one another. I have to share it. Okay, you're saying I have to share it. Wait, you're saying I have to, as if someone has given you this instruction. Is it that this is something that you have to do as a project from like a program or mentorship that you're in? It's just how you're writing it. So it's like, I have to share it across multiple platforms. Oh, okay. Maybe if I would have read the rest of it, Shakia, it's a part of this book marketing program that I'm in. That's something I still struggle with is marketing content. Part of it is your how I'm seeing this, and you wrote it even the first time, right? When you was like, I have to make, right? And that's what made me ask the question. It's not something that you want to do. So it's a struggle for you. It's almost like it's just an assignment. You're not taking ownership of it. It's almost as if, and how I'm just telling you how it comes off to me, you currently don't see it. You don't see the buy-in of like how it would truly help you. Like for some reason, you have a block in understanding how marketing will will help you. Um, because it just seems like a task, not something that you know that you need to do, for your business. It wasn't a want. It wasn't a I need to be able, I need to make this. It was the I have to, as if you're only doing it because of some type of instruction. I'm not sure if this program is that they have consequences if you don't do it, but how that you're not taking ownership of it, you don't see the benefit of it, and then when it's when you're not going to make time for it. Um, and if you're still struggling with, which you've been with me for a while as well, I would love to know, like, what do you feel like that struggle is? Is it just because you're not as comfortable being on camera? Do you feel like you don't have the space to be on camera? Is it that you don't have the lighting? You know, have you explored and really thought about where this block is coming in? Have you written out the pros and the cons? You are a writer, so that should be a little bit easier for you to actually put it in black and white, you know, blue and white, purple and white, you know, whatever type of pen you want to write with, whatever color paper you want to write on. Have you written out what that plan looks like? What is it that you want to say? Even before you record, like, what is it that you want people to know about you? That's all it is. And I actually made a post. Let me see, where is it? Did I make it here? Did I make it in about your origin story? Let's see. Did Facebook get that post? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so y'all didn't get that. But I actually made a post in the community that I'm in about your origin story. And I'm like, I tell mine very often, at a minimum once a year. Y'all know, like, you know, how I got started in this, and da da da. Like, I've told that at a minimum once a year, but most times we kind of go through that, and I've given that full spiel like twice a year, um, consistently so far. And sometimes it's been a little bit more than that, but you have to, you have to kind of put it out there. It doesn't have, be this. I just think that y'all think that it has to be something that's perfect, or it has to be a certain way. You are afraid that you're going to put it out and it's not going to hit, or you're feeling like, oh, it's going to be a waste of time if you did it, you didn't make a sale from it. Like, I want you guys to be really honest with what holds you back. Like, what's the worst that can happen if you are honest with yourself? Like, be completely honest. If you can't be honest and vulnerable with yourself and say why you are refusing to do something, like, how do you expect to grow when you can't even be honest with yourself? What is the struggle? Even if you don't want to put it here, like, are you able to identify what that struggle is? Do you have a certain notion, like, or you feel like, okay, a marketing video has to be, or marketing your content, or making marketing content has to be a certain way? What is it? You have to tap into that, to where doing these tasks will not be a I have to because someone told me to, but a I want to. I need to. It is a part of business for me. Like, my business, when you know that your business can't thrive, it can't strive without it, it becomes a non-negotiable. Right now, making marketing content or just showing up online is not a non-negotiable for your business. And until it becomes a non-negotiable, you're going to teeter back and forth on it. You're going to have self-doubt about doing these things. Is there anything in your business non-negotiable? And I do it. No matter what I feel, I have to do it. It's an assignment, no consequences. I don't like being on camera, but I don't mind doing faceless content. It's just my anxiety that really gets to me. So, how can I put it? What were your expectations when it came to entrepreneurship? Like, I'm not saying you have to have it there, but these are things I want you to think. And I think I've asked you this before. Like, okay, what was that decision like? Why did you make that decision to move into entrepreneurship? To transition into that, to being an author. How did you expect it to get out there? Are you able to pay someone to be the face? Well, not to say be the face, because you can still be your face, but maybe somebody to be the voice of. So when you think of, okay, faceless content, what is that? Are you saying faces as in your natural face, but you want an AI clone? Are you saying faceless where you're going to tell your origin story and it's just some B-roll of a drone flying over water and this and the third? You're just going to put, there's some people that have done faces and they have all these motivational things that they want to say, and it's just this serene background. Have this really calming voice, man. You're going to go and you're going to motivate you. And there are certain cadences. It's just soothing. And it's just supposed to soothe you. It's supposed to be therapeutic. And they get a bunch of views from it because it's just so serene in how they are, like the words that they are choosing, the cadence and the pace at which they are saying it. It is going to just make you feel like you can, they're going to describe everything in detail, making descriptions like the sun shining and feeling the warmth on your face. Allow yourself to go and just open up your arms and be free. Some people do content like that, but it's just a voiceover. There's no face, there's a voice to it. If you don't have anything that even has your voice, you're not just, so that's also now a question. Is it faceless? Are you also someone that has anxiety about voice? Do you not like your own voice? Do you not want to make scripts? Do you not want to talk at all? Is it just showing up? Does that mean that you need to do static? Is it, now that AI is available, do you want it to be an AI voice that represents you? There's a lot of things to consider when we're saying, okay, I don't want to do this because of my anxiety, or saying that it's just, oh, I can do faceless. So if we can do faceless, there's all these options for faceless. You can literally do something faceless right now, but you haven't. That means that it's not about it being that you being on camera and your anxiety. There is something else, because there are a million and one ways that you could literally do faceless content to give your origin story, to give your background, to talk about you as an author, why you start, like what made you write your first book, what made you get into writing, what are your books about, what do they represent? Like there's all this opportunity to do it, but we're still making excuses. Now you have to dig deeper and ask yourself why. She says, not the convoys that did make me smile. Is it feeling like you don't have the right words to say? How many people in your life do you run these things by? Like, do you practice saying it to someone else? Or do you feel like everybody in your life is going to be judgmental, or you feel like they don't want to listen to you? So if you feel like your family doesn't want to listen, then you're probably going to feel like, oh, the world at large isn't going to want to listen. You have to have at least one person I'm about to say Rolodex. That is so old. I am not that freaking old to be saying stuff like Rolodex. But why did the word Rolodex pop into my head? And I was gonna say I had to stop myself, but I still ended up on a tangent about Rolodex. But how many contacts? You have to have a contact, like someone where as you're going through this, they're able to tell you, you're able to look at their face and see if they're checking out. That lets you know if they're, you're being a little long-winded, like seeing when they kind of, when they check out. I was watching one of the latest episodes of Kev on Stage's Not My Best Moment. And it's the one with, what's his name? Delonte, something like that or whatever. And so he's telling this story. And someone else has said before, like, it just looks like Kev is doing a whole lot. Like he's moving and shaking, like he always looks like he's like tired. So the guy said something, and Kev is like full on like laughing or whatever. He's covering his face. All of a sudden, it's just like he stopped mid laugh and just, and it's almost like it was like performative. Is it just that you're trying to show, okay, like you have my attention, but some people check out, and that just kind of gives you an idea of, especially when you can see their face, because I struggle with that. I don't know when I'm over talking, when I'm talking too much, because I can't see y'all faces here. I don't see like comments and things of like, I can see if like the comments are like going, and then all of a sudden like they slow down. That means, okay, yeah, I know I've overstayed my welcome. But when you go and you have people that you can, and like you want different people, you don't want to talk to the same person. You know the personalities of the people in your life. So just going and asking them, like, I just need to work on this for me. I need, I have anxiety around this. I want to just kind of, do a trial run with different people. And the same way that you would do it, like on some type of, visual or audio content, you're going to say it to them. Does it make sense to them? Do they feel like there's holes in it? Even if you now take this and plug it back into AI for it, at least you're giving it something. Y'all want AI to be the brain and just know it all and just give it to you, which also, by the way, is kind of for some of y'all that call me a know-it-all, but you put all your faith in AI and expect it to be a know-it-all, that's kind of a slap in the face because I live this life. I'm a human person. But obviously, y'all like know-it-alls because y'all love AI. Y'all just don't like human know-it-alls. And I don't think I like that. Okay. But anywho, I digress. Let me derail for a second. But you have to be able to talk about it freely to somebody. I don't care if you talk to the man in the mirror and you go and you talk. Like, do y'all have talking to yourselves? I talk to myself quite often. Okay. Feel like it has definitely helped me grow and it's made me a better person to be able to be comfortable with talking to myself. I used to think that it was weird to answer myself back. But no, I have to process things. So now I do not care about talking to myself and answering myself. Like, because then I have to tell myself, girl, you're being silly. You're doing this, you're doing that. Like, maybe that's why some of these motivational folk don't really move me because I'm like, I don't always need outside motivation to like do the thing. But it's good to have I like reassurance though that I'm not wasting my time, but I don't need motivation. Um okay, so we're getting somewhere. I'm waiting on my books to come in and then plan to wait. Why are we waiting? I'm waiting on my books to come in and plan to use them. What books? Because I have one of your books. So you have a book. What are you waiting on? Sound now, this is where sometimes coaches and mentors and the gurus and all of that consultants, they'll tell you you're making an excuse. And sometimes it's not an excuse, it's like your reality. But now I'm going to say you're making an excuse because you have books. You have short stories. It doesn't have to be a full-on book. It could, with Canva, you could have had this PDF that you go in there and it's like you'll have whatever words from that short story somebody can either read. What is it that you want the visual? Like, what is so? Let me have something you think about. Something you don't have to answer it here, but this is for you to think about. You're saying, okay, we're waiting on these books. Do you have a plan completely laid out for what you're going to do when these books get here? All right. So once they get here, we're going to read like you. That means you know what's in them, right? Do you plan to read through chapter one? Are you going to go? Is it that you want to have a camera, facing it and you're flipping through like the book? As you go, is it going to be just you don't want to be on camera? Are you going to kind of have something where they can see the cover of the book? You're just holding it. Does that mean that you now need to get your nails done? Like I hate doing a lot of things like that because maybe these stubbies. They're not camera. These are not made. My hands are not made for camera. I'm telling you that now. Okay. But what is the plan? Do you already have a fully executable plan for when these books come? Or are we just using this as an excuse? If there is no plan, if you don't even have concepts of a plan like that person that runs this country, it's an excuse. It's an excuse. It is another excuse that you are using to justify why you aren't doing what you're supposed to do, what you know that you need to do. It is another excuse to not create a non negotiable for the growth of your business. I understand it's new, but you've had others. And have you done it? What is it about the new book that's going to motivate you? And now the anxiety is going to magically go away for you to do the things because there's a new book out. That's not your beginning. We just talked about what's your origin story. Let me see. I'm gonna go back up here. You said I have to make an introductory type of video as an author. This is the new book, the next book. It is not the first book. So you are already an established author. It shouldn't take for the new book to come and arrive for you to be able to make that content and let people know who you are with intention. Nobody ever listens to me. I'm always noticing that folk tend to walk over me. So that's why I prefer to stay behind the scenes. Then what is your expectation of growth? If that is how you feel that people will walk or look past you, they tend to talk over you. Is that like what scenarios does that present itself? Is it in something and truly talking about your business? Are they like just ignoring when you're talking about entrepreneurship, you're talking about your book? They don't care about, the things that you write about. Like, is that where it comes like, in at? Um, but what does that mean for your business? If that is the way that you feel, that is the way that you have framed this out, that is the reason why you prefer to stay in like behind the scenes. What is it going to take? Have you thought about it? Have you determined what is it going to take for you to come out of the shadows and not operate just behind the scenes when you may not have the capacity, to bring someone on where they're going to be the front facing person of your business. Working behind the scenes is not a bad thing if you have front facing personnel. If you don't, how is anybody going to know you exist if you constantly want to work behind the scenes and behind the scenes only? What is it going to take? That is something that you have to answer for yourself. What is it going to take? I want to create my two book boxes and put them together while telling my story. It's my rebirth book. Why does there need to be a rebirth? You coming in to tell me that this is my rebirth book when I don't understand what happened before, that content may not hit the way that you think. You are planning all these things out. I want to put together my two book boxes. Um and tell my story. Still sounds like an excuse to me. Do you know what you're going to say? Have you practiced it? Do you have it written out? Do you have a draft of what you're going to say? Do you know how long it's going to take? Is this going to, so with putting this book together, is it just something that, hey, we're putting this in here? It's a box. You put your book in, you got some tissue paper. If that's a 5-second task to go and build this, are you like telling this story while you're signing it? Is it going to be a voiceover? Or are you doing it like in real time? Are you recording all of this and then you're going to go back in and do the voiceover, to put on top of it, or you're going to talk through it? You know, is it that while you're processing all of these orders, it's going to be on the table and you're just going to be putting stuff in this box and you're just going to be telling the story? What does that look like? If it is the one where you're going to do a voiceover, why can't you record the voiceover now? It's on my business, my books, being an author. Why can't you at least record it? Record it. See how it hits. What's missing? So that you don't stumble over your words. Because this is something that you're not used to doing, you can't expect to go into it the very first time and getting it right, because that could create even more frustration for you if you're constantly stumbling over, if you're second guessing yourself and what you are saying, if it doesn't line up, you're talking more than you have content. Now you got to figure out, well, dang it, how do I get more content for all this, like all of this stuff that I said? How do I get more content? Is it something that needs like, and your story can be told over multiple pieces of content? How many times are you going to show putting your book box together? which I mean, you can do that multiple times because people don't always see it the first time, but all of your content can't be that same thing. I mean, you literally can put a box together and then take all that out. And then now you're going to go and, if you have one like a long sleeve, short sleeve, like maybe change the sleeve up and you're going to repack that same box and tell the next part of it. No one's going to know if that is the same order, a new order, or this and the third, but you have to have what you're playing. You have to know what it is that you plan to talk about. Create yourself a script if need be. That's what I've been working on for the past few months. I've done author takeovers in groups. So I do put my wait a minute now you're contradicting yourself. And who's talking over you? What okay, explain to me what's an author takeover? What is that? Because up here you told me you want to be behind the scenes and you don't have anyone to run these by. So what's an author takeover? You asked me why I want to use the new books. But oh yes, your rebirth, but they gotta know rebirth means redo like you haven't done your test runs. No one's watching. What's keeping you from doing your test runs? I would love to have a report of, I did my test run. It took me, you know, 30 minutes to fumble through my introductory story and who I am and why I do this. And then I did it again. And then that, I was able to kind of take out some of the some of the fluff. I got it down to 20 minutes. I'm going to break that up into 5 different pieces of content to keep people on edge so that they know like who I am. Okay, it's not just a book. So you don't have to tell me the things. How big is this box? Is it small, medium, large? And how many things are going in this box? Is it what's the well, first if you are able to what's the cost of the box and then how many things are going in it, is it something that has a journal to it, are you adding a pen? I mean, you can take a book. Have you already gotten the boxes? Are they branded boxes? Is it just a standard box? Can we go get a box and can we start to just put things in it? I don't, if you're going to put a fancy pen, the fancy pens haven't come. Can we take a big pen and put it in there and we can practice? Like, how can we get the ball rolling? You have your grandbabies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They don't take naps, they don't do anything. And then again, this is not for the world. So, are you on go where you do not have a single moment whatsoever to hit record? Who cares if there's background noise? It's not for the world yet. This is for you to get the practice. Only person that's going to listen back to it is you. And maybe someone who's close to you. Have your husband, have your children listen back to it. You know, it's not for the world. This is not what I'm going to put out. But listen to the words. This is what I'm saying. Does it make sense? Does it give you a sense of who I am? Why I do this book? Would it make you want to buy it if you didn't because you were my family member? You're making if these are not children that require your hands are on them, your eyes are on them 24 second, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you have time. If it is something that means that much to you, you have to make time for it, unless you are intentionally on a full on break from it all, like I had to do for this summer. Wait, you are posting, promoting, playing games, interacting with others, huh? Me? I don't understand that one. Okay, I'm gonna have to change this one because I do not like the way that that looks. So let's do this and download. I plan to show my first book, which is the original, but it's no longer available. And the new book is the old book rewritten and finished. But there's parts of it. I don't know. I can't convince you otherwise. I mean, hey, whenever you are ready for it to be your success to be a non negotiable for you, you will make the moves necessary to do that. You will make the provisions, you will make the plans for your success. I can't, can't force you to be ready. Doesn't sound like you're ready right now. I wish they would have given you some consequences posting it because maybe then, so I think some people do need some type of consequence to kind of really push them because no amount of motivational words or no amount of like that type of push will kind of get them there. So I do wish that your group had some consequences for you. Oh, see, now I got so many questions as to why though. What will a custom puzzle do like for the promoting your book? Um, is it that you're just trying to utilize your supplies? Are you, you know, are you charged like what's the cost associated with it? If it's now this higher cost, like what is the have you thought about what's the benefit to the end user to have these things? What do they need a tumbler for? Will the tumbler have like are all the tumblers going to be the same? Are you customizing it for them? Is it going to be the cover on the tumbler? Is it going to be the cover on the shirt? Is there a quote from the book or some type of like theme or just it just depicts the overall book where it's just words on this t-shirt, graphic shirt. Bookmark, I can understand. Definitely understand the bookmark. I'm big on bookmarks. I actually made these bookmarks. So I love a good bookmark. I have these bookmarks, and then I also have, which I don't know why it's out of here, but I have the ones that I put on the sides. So I well, with how we read them in the group that I'm in, they read kind of like chapters. So I have like these had to be chunky enough to where I can literally bookmark an entire chapter. So I know like when the next one starts. And then when I'm reading, and especially if I need to stop, I have my side bookmarks, which help me to like just remember where I'm at, like because I'm mom. things happen, get distractions. And so I'm constantly moving this down. And if I happen to stop somewhere, I know around where I need to pick back up at. So this is made to where it can freely move like up and down. So I don't really use the static, like just kind of just a bookmark. So if it's like something that has a purpose behind it, I do like the idea of a bookmark because they're selling books. I do like the idea of a bookmark. But all the other ones, I'm just not understanding. But even with that, like the things that you named to tell your origin story, that box is still not going to take any more than 3 minutes, if that, to put all that stuff in a box. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So that man, that was that far. Okay, wait, that's so far back. So the author takeover, you are posting, promoting, playing games, and interacting with others. So I guess I don't really fully understand. You have my girl, inbox me a voice note to really break that down to me, like the group that you're in. Is you're saying like, is it that you go into other groups and do it? Is it a group full of art authors? Is it a group like is it just a bunch of other people? And there's a certain day where the authors take over, and then the next day it might be the painters, it might be the welders. Like, is it a mixed group? That's the part I'm not understanding. 'Cause I thought it was like a group for authors and things anyway. Um, okay. I will do it tomorrow. I have a oh wow, who just had a baby? Girl, I've been there. Who just had a baby? 6 months old and 1 year old. I'm not making excuses. I'm answering the questions you asked. You do know, even in answering questions, they can be excuses. If we've had months and we're not watching them 24/7. I'm just saying, we can make some time. I know that 6 month old is taking some naps, and we should be putting the 1 year old down for a nap as well. And it's okay. I know that I've made excuses for things. Having excuses, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes we need to recognize when we are making excuses. Sometimes things that we just don't have full on motivation to do. Don't take me. I feel like there's so many people that, and then I guess I'm a part of that too. That will make it's almost like it's a bad thing to have excuses why you're, or some people say they're just reasons. So even if it's not an excuse and it's a reasoning, at what point do we plan and prioritize? At what point do we let go of the 30,000 different reasons? Because every day we can have a new reasoning why we're not doing something. We can have a new excuse as to why we're not doing something. When are we going? That's something that you have to figure out internally. When are you going to come to a point where the reasoning stops, the excuses stops, and you give yourself 10 minutes. This is for your future. This can even secure the future for them to leave a legacy, which is why, like, I'm not sure if you've seen my post, like one of the, let me see, I'll go to it. Hold on. Let me go to Facebook. I'm going to share this screen, and it's what I put at, so I end up doing this picture. Not sure if you guys saw this one. Hold on. Let me do screen share. Entire screen. You're going to do this one and then share. And then over here, we're going to go screen share, entire screen here, share, put that on the screen, add that to the stage. So, and I had another post that had it, but do you see this? Do you see what this says here? I owe me. That is the movement. Like, that's how I'm operating. Yes, I'm Shakira Professor, but because I'm moving away from a lot of the technical things, it's the I owe me. Like, you have to adopt it. Like, if you have big dreams and you want to accomplish some things, There's so many distractions. I love my children. I realized they were a distraction. They were an excuse for me. They were a reasoning for me not wanting to travel because I'm afraid that Zion is going to have a bad seizure, feeling mom guilt. MJ wants to travel. We don't play about him being. There's so many things where it's like I made certain moves because of whatever it is, and I've been sitting on this, like the IO Me has been, and I had these acronyms and all this other things. You guys are going to slowly see that like roll out. But when are you going to realize that you owe you? Or I don't want to say that you owe you because that's technically Eric Thomas's Black book, but I need for you to adopt the I owe me attitude. You owe it to yourself for the world to know you as an author, why you wrote this book. You know, you you have to tell yourself, I owe me success. But until you get to that point, there's going to be a lot of excuses. There's going to be a lot of reasonings. There's going to be a lot of I have to versus I want to's, not a lot of I need to's. And you're someone that's going to move only because someone has instructed you to, not because your life depends on it, not because your success depends on it, not because your business depends on it. You need to look in the mirror and say, I owe me success. I love my family. I love my grandbabies. I am grateful. Father God, I am grateful that I am in a position where I can help my child or my children, and they don't have to worry about paying the kind of high and kind of crazy cost of daycare. I don't, I'm grateful that I don't have to worry about a worker who's underpaid at a child care facility leaving my grandbaby in a van. And then, now my grandbaby isn't here. That's something, you're grateful for being able to be in that position where you don't have to run off to a job and you can be that caregiver. That's a blessing. That's a beautiful thing. That's how I feel about my kids and why they never went to like daycares. I was grateful. Now, I'm like, even when I just never thought that being a stay-at-home mom would be who I am. And that was never a dream of mine. Like some women want that. That was never a dream of mine to be a stay-at-home mom. But I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the relationship and the bond that I've been able to build with my children as a result of always being able to be there for them. I'm grateful that for the entire summer, I have been present for my children. I have been the one that can help my 15-year-old learn to drive and to help him and push him through that. Even when he was like scared out of his mind to go onto the big streets, I had a migraine. He drove us to McDonald's, and it's like his first big turn. And he was like, man, that was scary as crap. I mean, just I'm grateful that I was able to watch. It was almost like him taking his first steps. He wants to just drive out of the parking lot at the school. Then let's drive to the stop sign. And he wanted to get out. He was afraid to make turns. Now he's making turns. He's afraid of like all of these things. If I was working someone's job, I would not have been there to experience that with my son for the summer where I go, I drop, able to drop him off. I'm picking him up where he can go and drive. So it's something that we are grateful for. And we thank God for us to be in that position. But when we have dreams and aspirations, like we just have things that legacies that we want to create, you got to look in the mirror and say, I owe me. Even if you got the assignment yesterday, you may have gotten that assignment yesterday, but I've also been your mentor, your professor, your guidance counselor, your consultant, your strategist. I'm not new to you. You're not new to me. So even in this is not about just this assignment right now. You've struggled before with content. And we've had these discussions on putting out the content. I've given out, suggestions on how you can do it when it comes to your book, and you're still in this space. Whether that assignment came today, yesterday, 6 months ago, this is still something that you said your anxiety. That's not something that's new. That's something that's going to carry over into this assignment as well, because you haven't taken the necessary steps to make them non-negotiables. In all the years that I've known you, you have not taken the steps to make these actions non-negotiables for your business. Oh, 5-year old. Okay. Share your website here as well. It's a great book. I mean, if you're saying it's the same one that you had before, but even when I gave that feedback about how the ending kind of felt, and you told me as far as like why it had to be that way, I'm excited to, I haven't seen anything about it. I've been online, but I hadn't seen anything, about it when it comes to the books. Have you been posting about it at all? Leading up to it, that, I mean, even embracing that, right? You had this book. This book right here, what does it say? Update and expanded. The first launch book was blue, and it had like this thing that looks like a power sign or whatever, right? Like that's what the first launch book looks like. This person, like Jeff Walker, he re-released this book. This says updated and expanded. He's talked about and still, like he's had different videos and things where it's still his formula. You can still talk about the book because the main part of the story, and the main parts of the story is still the same. The character names are still the same. You can still get them excited about these about the characters and about the people in the story. And I've read the book, like, and I will, and if it's like now when like it's finished, I will still get the next one so that I can see the new ending, the new finishing part of it. You don't have to bury the first book. I'm not saying that this is how you were viewing it, but for me, and just like, and like I said, you can't tell from a snippet, but just from that snippet and how you say, okay, well, it's the new book. It's not, the old, it's like that's the old book. It's hide that one. That's still a part of your story. You wrote that one, and it's okay to have a rewrite. It's okay to have an expanded and updated version of it, but that storyline still is, so you can still create content right now. Talk about them. If you're going to do anything with AI, put faces. Now put faces and personalities and bodies to these, and make them now actual characters that people can connect with, they can visualize. That's something that you can do even with watching the babies and stuff. You go onto the image creators or find the best ones, and you're going to have these images that represent these two people. You're going to change their outfits for certain things, put them off in the corner, drop a quote from it, exactly what page that builds up anticipation. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait till I get the page. Page 90, da, da, da. These are all things that you can be doing to build up anticipation. The problem is really people to get the audio, the ebook version of this, the Kindle version, like the physical version. I mean, you can get the audio. I don't feel like it hits the same when you're compared to like reading it. And as an author, you should want to read it. This will help you. This book will help you because it it prepares your mind and it gets you in the mindset. If you didn't think about that, like all of, they call it like pre-launch, open cart is when it's available. In your mind, it's the okay, I'll be ready when it's available for someone to actually like receive. I know you have like the pre, but you can build up that anticipation. it's great that you've had some people that purchased it, but now we need more people to know about it. We need more people to purchase it. We want to have, pre-orders. Having more pre-orders helps you plan better, where you don't feel like, okay, I have to buy all this, I have to get these tumblers, I have to get this, get that, or whatever. And I know in your mind, you're like, oh, but I already have these things. Okay, but then what if another order comes in for, like, there's so many things that can happen. So the more pre-orders you have, that works in your favor. But people have to know it's coming. When it comes to movies, what do? They put out trailers months in advance, some stuff a year in advance. It's like, why are you teasing me a year away from the release of this thing? Then they go on press tours. Why? You may feel like, oh, I don't have a big budget, but you can mimic and you can create the same thing. Your social media is free. Who cares if, like, you feel like no one's gonna see it? You keep sharing and keep sharing, keep sharing. Look, I don't care if you watch it. Hey, go to my page, share this, give them direct link. Here's the link. You're gonna go to this post. All I need you to do is hit share. Hit share it to yourself, share it to your own inbox. Just hit copy link. I don't care what you do. Help me push it. Have your family and friends help you push. They need to see that you are just as bad. But if you're passive about it, you're not going to be excited about it, because where's your excitement? Where is the, for them to see the evidence of the work that you have put in, that you're working this, you got a trailer, you created anticipation to this book being in people's hands. Don't wait until all of the pieces are in place, because you've written the story. The fact that the book is complete, that is all the content that you need. Who cares about a Tumblr, a bookmark, a box? The fact that the book is written is the content that you need, and you can put things out there. You can go and read parts of the book. Authors used to do that to get their books out there. They will go to certain places, they're going to sit there and they're going to read parts of your book. Why can't you do that on social media? Yes, MJ is driving now. My baby's 15. That's good that you have been doing better. Round of applause to that. I promise you, I've been doing so much better on working on myself. I've been posting consistently, but I haven't been posting consistently, but it's been out since April 21st. The new book is finished and it's available. Are you shipping them, or is it through Amazon or somewhere like that? It dropped on my birthday. I've been promoting it and promoting everything. In May, I made my first. What? I made my first $100 of sales on Amazon. That's awesome. We'll do the one for the hand claps like this. It's hot. Why is it hot? Hold on. Hi, son. Thank you. No. Oh, thank you, son. It's hot here. Yeah. And like I am hot too. Okay, I turned the air on. I don't know why it was off. Yeah. Because Charles is a narcissist. I read the book because he is. Because he is. And I do hope if these are people in your group, when you're, well, you said yours has dropped. I'm going to go look on every last page. I see you have shared a bunch of people's books. You know, I'm nosy. So I will be going to each of their pages to see if I see a share of yours. Hopefully, you've had some content for them to share for your pre orders because up and down your page right now, I am on July 27th, and all I see is other people's content on your page. I don't see anything talking about your pre order is available. I see everybody else's content. I don't see yours. I don't see a mention of your book. I don't see a mention of your launch. I don't. I'm seeing everybody's book. And I'm pretty sure y'all have a day where you're in that group and they say, okay, this is the day and we're going to share and all that stuff. Because these are all pretty much on the same days. And I see all these other people's things. And now I'm just now scrolling down. And now I see how far would you go to save your marriage? And I see the Cheater series. Oh, my phone is dead. I can't even see. Let's see. Can I have I should be able to do Google Lens. Yep. And it should search this QR code for me. Oh, wait. This one doesn't want to search it. My phone's dead. You got lucky. Let me see. Do you have okay, no, so there's a link here. Okay. So let me go to that. All right, the Cheater series, book one. Um, did you do the voice? Because it says listen now. Did you narrate the book? Because it says this is an audio book. Did you narrate your Cheater series? Oh, narrator. Okay, I see it. Markayla. Okay. 8 hours and 2 minutes. I want to listen to that. Okay, so let's see. Download your copy and discover. This goes Kindle audio paperback. Okay, so but that's kind of cool. Like I would really, and I like this book. I have the audio version, I have the Kindle version, I have the hardback version. Some people will support and buy all three. Okay, so I see yours on the 26th, and then the 25th. I see other people's stuff. Other people see something else was shared. Somebody else's stuff. And yours was on the 22nd every day. And then this is not the book that I read. This is the Cheater series. This ain't. You said we finished and we were relaunching the previous book, and I don't see it anywhere on your page. Even if it's on your business one, it's not on your page. Even your personal, like you should be putting it there and then sharing it to your page. I don't see any of it. I don't see a link. If you have a separate business page, I don't see a link to that. I like what this author said. Don't be dropping no secrets on. Don't drop no secrets on me while we are at sea. I might push you overboard. You could have taken that, screenshot it, and put it as an overlay on your book, and then ask, do you think whoever person was, do you think she pushed him overboard? Do you think she should push him overboard? Can you guess what the secret is? That would have made for some great content. So many people are giving you praises, loved all the craziness and drama. Sola is amazing, but Kai is something else. That is content that doesn't require your face. Yes, they because had it been me, uh, well, she said, but I thought she said about the but I'm not spoiling it. Oh, she said, but had it been me, dot 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 dot. I'm not spoiling it. She's like, readers, dive in. This is someone saying this book is worth reading. Every last one of these 13 or how many comments, I think your comments are in there as well. This was promotional. You said that you suck at marketing content. This was it. The same imagery that you have, leaving that QR code visible, you go and you put these, you can do that. Could have been 1, 2, 3. I binge read this book. So good. Hopefully they put these things like these as reviews on the actual book thing as well. If they didn't, you should be reaching out to them. Hey, you can put the same exact words. Can you go and you put this as a 5-star review over on Amazon or wherever they got the book from or whatever? And if they don't want to make a post, you make the post. They put it on a public platform. Screenshot that thing, take it over, and you literally have a template. Y'all know I teach y'all about templates and having reusable things all the time. You're going to have this, and you're just going to keep placing those quotes to put it out there for them to know there are people that love the book. And it, they would feel some type of way. It's like oh, baby, not me. I want to know what you're reading about. What's the not me? Oh, see, I don't like Monica's own. I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have deleted that one because she was like, "Wow, happy ever afters." Oh wait, that might. Well, actually, no. How she wrote it, it could be. I thought, okay, I read it wrong the first time. So wow, happy ever afters is what we need. So maybe there was not. No, okay, never mind. I do like that one. I thought she was kind of spoiling it, but that could read. Ooh, was it a happy ever after? Like that's ambiguous. I like that. Love this book. Drama, drama, drama. Baby, all the shenanigans are in this book. Better read it now. You could, like, if you don't want it to be static, you see the exaggeration I put on reading it. It's just your voice. I would go and have that and have them pop up, and I would read it like that to create that, like, to create that interest and so drama, 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 baby. All the shenanigans are in this book. Better read it now. You can read that. Put their comments so people know that you're reading it from a real person. But now you're giving it life. You're giving it depth because you are reading these reviews that they put on your social media posts. Shit, but the story is fire. Okay, I see. You laughed at that, but did you leverage? Did you leverage it? Wait, it's called What He Deserved, I Delivered. What is called that? Girl, hold on. Not because that ain't what this book say. Hold on. That ain't what this book say. This says the Cheetah Secret series, A Shipwreck of Secrets. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Well, what's this? Let me go back and read. Girl, what am I missing? Hold on. Okay, pre-orders. Yes, pre-orders. Nice. Okay, having signed copies. Okay, okay, okay. Not you get a 3-star because they a cheater. What kind of mess? But let me tell you, I would have leveraged that too. I would have went on there, posted that, and said, "Not I wrote this book so good that they were mad at how much of a cheater this person was that I took the hit And I got 3 stars because I did a good job writing about a cheater. They were so mad at the cheater that I got 3 stars. Like, how, Sway? Girl, that doesn't require your face. It requires your voice. It is content gold. Duh. So these people you said I struggle with marketing content. These folks gave you marketing content like a gold mine of marketing content. I get to know. I fully understand that you share each other's content on certain days. I still need to see more of yours. For every 3 that you share of theirs, yours needs to be next. Share your own stuff. Tomorrow is also my share day. We only share our work 1 day a week. We're only sharing 1 day a week. Okay, let's go back through. And I mean, it's pretty consistent. It's like, so I'm going through the dates, and I'm guessing, yes, your stuff only shows up once a week. I've seen Tommy the Turtle more times than I've seen your books. Okay, so now I see uh pre-orders are now open. So I saw that. I see this was posted on July 14th. Okay. Okay, July 13th. Okay, you did a countdown. Only 3 days left to pre-order. So it looks like you were pretty consistent with that because it was a countdown, but that didn't have to stop. You could still, that same cadence that you had for that, you could have been doing it. Hey, you missed the pre-order, but you can still order the, they can still get it. It was the was does is it only the pre-orders that are signed? If someone orders now, they made like, did you do like a promotional price for the pre-order, or the pre-order was access to the signed copy? Yeah, I just think you just need to leverage more ways of promoting it. And it doesn't have to be long, drawn out, like kind of posts, or feel like you have to go like to, AI for them. Utilizing what's there. Like like they gave you a lot of great content to put out for your book. So I would lean into some of those. So if you're able to batch create, you don't have to necessarily record unless you're going to do like maybe a voiceover, reading those comments and then, layering them over, pictures of like the book. Um, you can do that, or just batch create, meaning create just static visuals, like the same graphics you have, of putting those those quotes that people have put, on those comments, putting that as an overlay, and you can have like multiple of them like pop up, boop, 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 like what people are saying. But you get a lot of content there, ma'am. You are not short on content. I can tell you that. Wait, wait, wait. It's the same exact story, but you changed the. Did you wait? You didn't own. Girl, we gotta talk because I don't want to say certain things because I know certain things. Inbox me because I'm wondering, like, legally, did it have to change? Girl, I'm about to get off. Please text. Girl, call. You actually got my number. Girl, call me, please. Thanks. Appreciate it. Because I'm a little bit. Now I'm convinced. She says I'm shaking my head. Yes, like you can see me. But yes, because now I'm confused, but it's okay. All right. This was a session with just you and I, and knowing being the fact that you have my number, we could have done this over the phone because no one else said anything. I don't know if they just didn't want to interrupt our little moment. They were allowing us to have, our little intimate moment. And just a little small intimate gathering of the minds. Not sure if that is why they chose not to interrupt us and not interject their questions, comments, concerns, their feedback. They didn't even bother to let me know if what I was giving, like, it was that good. Oh, that's good. And I'm like, the lately where I have been speaking at, I get the, oh, that's good, professor. Like, yeah, I'm getting that. So yeah, so I don't know. They just had their moment, but we're gonna go now before my confidence takes a. Until next time, though, for real, for this time. Until next time, have a great one. I hear what you're saying. I don't see the evidence. Now, I did see something that said TikTok, so maybe you are promoting it more on TikTok. I will say I only looked at Facebook, so maybe over on TikTok you're promoting it more. Maybe on Instagram you're promoting it more. I'm just saying over here, and I don't see it. That's all I'm saying. Not saying that you're not. What I was able to look at. So if I was someone that was introduced to you and I found you on Facebook, I wouldn't say that you were promoting it on a regular, on a consistent basis, every single day. Stories expire every 24 hours, and every 24 hours, there should have been a new story with a new link to go straight to your website to get the book, to get the pre order. Every time it expired, a new one's going up. I promote them more in groups to other authors. What kind of groups are these? Book club groups? People who just like they're always, or is it other more authors, or is it like book club people who are avid readers and they're buying books? Like my grandmother, right? May she rest in peace. My grandmother was buying books on top, but she lady sit there with her bitter honeys or her peppermints, and she could read a book cover to cover in a day. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll meet me in the comments over on Facebook about that one as far as where you're pointing them to. Like I said, we are having our, and I'm not saying once these kids go to school, because I intend, like, see, my break was intentional. I plan on doing nothing for the summer. Full 10 weeks, and my kids been out of school. They go back on the 13th, but I have worked on the plans. I'm ready to go once they go to school. So we're going to be promoting the 6-year anniversary of Honestly Speaking. It's more so for the paper. When it comes to the ink, we don't have any magenta ink, so we can't do full sets, and I have no desire to purchase magenta ink in the bottles because I have magenta ink. I still got ink in the big, 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 big bottles, so not just siphon it out. But the paper wise, we will be doing that. We're going to be doing some summation trainings and things of that nature. That's why I asked the question: is summation a dead art? Because I don't want to waste my time if people really care about summation. So be on the lookout for that. We normally have a lot of fun too during the anniversary. That's what we're going to be doing. Some other things, and then you guys will the evolution of the professor more so on like the business side, but it won't be at the y'all used to kind of like just getting all the things and like not having to sign up for stuff, classes and programs and things like that. That's my bread and butter. That's how that's how I support my family. So I've learned my lesson from the first time. It's things that will definitely help you, but now I'm going to share certain things, but the content you're going to see, it is going to be a lot different starting. Well, I'm going to say next week because they go to school on Thursday. So like the week got like is that the 20th? No, they go to school. What? That's the 13th, 14th, 15, 16th, so like the 17th. I think this is that. That would be that. Content will will change starting that day after the kids go back to school. So be on the lookout for that. It's still something that's going to be helpful for you guys. And it's just, we're really, as I say, September 1st, because after I get through the anniversary. And then, also our anniversary sale is preparation for you guys' Black Friday sales. Like if you're going to make certain things that require summation, or if you have a pigment ink, printer and things of that nature, getting your items allows you to plan for your Black Friday. We don't really do Black Friday sales on our products. We do them, digital products, classes, things of that nature, but like the ink and paper, because we do an anniversary sale, which is, fairly close to it, to help you prepare. I'm looking for no major like sales for Black Friday, or ink and paper and stuff like that. All right. Until next time. Child, they weren't taking no notes. They weren't taking no notes, child. They weren't taking notes. Girl, please. I ain't gonna hold my breath on that one. Because they could have still said something, child. Until next time, though, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Oh, I didn't even see that. Hey, Kat, how art thou? She said, hey, Dean, I did a VIP session in Atlanta with her. I cannot wait for our follow-up. Hey, Yolanda, I didn't see you there. Jackie, yeah, after a while, that page was gone. So I didn't see that you guys left comments. It wasn't updating over here. But hello. Welcome, good hello, goodbye, because I'm about to get off of here. Been on here for 2 hours and 21 minutes. And this video most likely will self-destruct, and it will not be available on any platforms after this. Until next time, peace.